Mr. Lim Wee Kiak, Dr. Lim Wee Kiak.
Mr. Speaker, I rise in support of this very balanced budget which invests in our people, our businesses, our infrastructures, and our environment. It clearly takes into account the need to keep up with rapid changes, from digitalization to upskilling to adoption of smart technology. The pressure to make major changes within a short period of time is daunting. On top of that, talks of increased spending on various crucial areas like healthcare, enhanced social safety nets, and massive infrastructure developments, as well as the possible GST hikes, have got Singaporeans waiting for this year's budget with apprehension. Amidst a climate of uncertainty, the Finance Minister has crafted a practical budget that addresses all these challenges. He has outlined ways in which we can keep our economy innovative, vibrant, which means more opportunities for businesses and, in turn, a better future for all Singaporeans. Businesses will certainly appreciate the strong focus on the available support for pursuing innovation and increased digital capabilities. We'll be making bigger steps towards our vision of a smart city that is also green and livable. A few days ago, Hong Kong just announced their financial position as well. I mean, they achieved a $28 billion surplus. And in fact, one of the key focus when I read was that how do they continue to invest in innovation? So Singapore has our competition, you know. I had a dialogue session after the budget debate the statement was released with my residents in Sembawang. And one concern, which among all the residents is naturally on the proposed future GST hike increase. You know, residents are asking whether is this going to make Singapore even more expensive place for businesses and for us to stay, and for our tourism as well. In 2007, when the GST hiked from 5% to 7% occurred, the CPI inflation rose from 2.6% in July from 1.3% in June, reflecting the 2% GST hike. How will the proposed GST increase from 7% to 9% affect Singapore competitiveness? Will the increase deter our foreign direct investments to Singapore and hurt our tourism and MICE industry? How will the proposed GST increase impact our consumer price index and inflation when implemented? The appeal from the residents was to delay the GST increase as far as possible. If it's not 2021, if can, push to 2025. Better still, have plans to grow the economy so that grow the income of Singaporeans, grow the revenues and incomes of all businesses, you know, so that the revenues of the country can grow concurrently. So if we can deter the GST increase indefinitely. I support the government's ambitious plan to develop a number of mega infrastructure projects, and I support the financing framework proposed. I think it is fair. But the more we build, the more we need to maintain. Did the government take into account the maintenance costs after the construction? And I'm a little bit concerned regards whether our construction sector, our manpower, can they handle so many infrastructures at the same time? You know, we are worried about whether do we have the resources to do so, not just about finance, but also the space and the manpower. Can we space all this development a bit further apart? Next, I would like to move on our environment, a topic that has been following closely with every year's budget since the last 12 years. Environmental issues are closely related to our sustainability and living standards. Hence, it is important for us to continue to review and improve policy regarding this aspect. The carbon tax scheduled for 2019 was announced last year, and this year's budget reviewed further details on it. The carbon tax will no doubt serve as a deterrent measure for big emitters of greenhouse gases. But I think we need to do more to push for more measures to help companies and households to reduce their energy usage and use renewable energy. Will the government introduce incentive measures like grants for projects to help households as well as businesses to achieve a lower carbon emission? At last year's budget, I spoke about exploring the use of solar energy, and I'm glad tangible progress has been made. It is heartening news that the private sector, town council, and various government agencies have been major contributors to expand solar capacity in Singapore in recent years. The private sector accounts for 45.9% of total installed capacity, while town council and government agencies like HDB account for 44.7% last year. The residential sector, comprised primarily of private homes, accounts for 589 installations, but that is less than 5% of total installed capacity. The way forward is to keep the momentum and increase the uptake rates. Understandably, space constraint remains a challenge. Whether smaller rooftop systems are less economical than larger ones, making them seems poor investment in short term. Increasing awareness on cost-saving abilities and installation procedures can help to generate more interest among private homeowners. In UK, the National Network for Low Carbon Open Homes, an initiative by the Centre of Sustainable Energy, provides a platform for people with energy homes to share the technology they use, their experiences, and to answer questions. For Singaporeans, the use of renewable energy is still in its infancy stage, so perhaps a similar platform could help to generate awareness and interest. I hope the government can consider subsidized or free energy consultation to encourage more buy-in from the public. The government should also work closely with private developers and residents to facilitate convenient and affordable installations of solar panels for condominiums and other private residential apartments and commercial buildings. On a related note, from the middle of this year, Singaporeans' households will be able to choose which provider to buy their power from. They can tap on the e-commerce platform for electricity to pick their provider. So now, it will be appropriate time to step up public education and encourage households to make more eco-friendly decisions. I note that many of such clean energy projects are still in the test bed and pilot stages. Awareness and presence are lacking. Not many residents are aware that their homes are being powered or will be eventually powered by solar panels on rooftops. How many are aware that they soon have a choice to use renewable energy in their homes and plan to make that switch? More importantly, how many Singaporeans see this as a good thing? It is important to get Singaporeans excited about renewable energy, and this can only be achieved through greater transparency, public education, even for early-stage projects. My next topic is on encouraging acts of charity in Singapore. On behalf of my residents, I'd like to thank the government and especially Minister Heng for giving an early ang pao to all Singaporeans eligible at age 21 and above, $100 to $300. I know the schools have encouraged students to donate an ang pao during the Chinese New Year period to the welfare fund so that needy students can benefit from the fund. In the same spirit of caring and giving, I would like to propose the government facilitate giving by providing an easy option for Singaporeans who are keen to donate the SG bonus ang pao to local charities like Community Chest or even the President's Challenge 2018. Maybe government can provide dollar-to-dollar matching to encourage public to donate. Next, I'm glad the government intends to extend the wage credit scheme. The goal of the scheme, which is to encourage employers to give wage increases to their employees. However, I would like to know any study has been done on the effectiveness of the scheme. How many employers are doing out salary increase because of the scheme? On the flip side, many employers are also concerned with raising salaries as this will permanently increase their manpower costs, whereas the wage credit scheme is a temporary one. Many employers would prefer to share the company's profit with the staff by special bonuses which are once-off and will not permanently increase their manpower costs. Does the wage credit scheme include such once-off bonuses? Last, with all the talks on SkillsFuture and upgrading, there was disappointment by my residents that there was no enhancement and no top-up in SkillsFuture credits. There are Singaporeans who have utilized all their credits, and there are some, on the other hand, are waiting for a perfect course to come by. They are afraid they have wasted their current credit on the course that may not benefit them. Why not top up SkillsFuture credit costs since there's a budget surplus? This is investing in our people. Mr. Speaker, the budget reviews practical and forward-looking measures that guide us towards a future that is economically and environmentally sustainable. It also promises to shape a nation that is more compassionate and empathetic towards the less fortunate, with the government taking the lead. I support the budget.